faves, welcome back. I had mentioned on Threads that with book 5 of the Drew Collins series, aka Maggie Gray Universe, is coming out this Sunday, July 12th, The Alchemy of Souls by Granger, that I was going to dive back into my love for this series. When I first started my bookstagram, not long after that, I read The Secret World of Maggie Gray and fell completely in love with Maggie, with Granger, with just everything in that universe. Look, OG here, alumni. Got the Drew Collins sweatshirt. I've had it for so long. And I have a stack of books with original covers that we are going to go through as we get ready for book 5. So up first, we have The Secret World of Maggie Gray. Love this cover. There is another cover, a blue cover, that I never got that I still want. I really still want all the original covers of each one of these books. But this is the one that I have. And if you have not read this, I don't understand why. That's number one. And number two, you need to get to it. Because in this book, you have a witch, a siren, a vampire. It's great, and a talking cat. Please let's not forget about Quan, because he's one of the best characters in this series. But Maggie gets invited to be a part of this prestigious university at HBCU, of course, that is in Atlanta. What she doesn't know is that this is not a regular school. This is a school for the supernatural, which she knows nothing about her having anything, like any type of power or anything. So she doesn't understand why she's there when she starts figuring stuff out. But when she starts figuring things out, she comes to find out what part of her family that she is in. This, I don't want to say too much for y'all ain't had read it, but I hope most of y'all read it. But she's part of the first family, the family that's in charge of everything, the family that built this university, the family that's in charge. And she's never known any of these people. She doesn't know why she's there. All of this is new to her. It's weird to her. She meets Namir. He's a coach there. It's crazy. And sometimes in this book, you get confused. Like, if this is a college, how old is everybody? But there's older people there. There's young people there. It doesn't matter. This isn't real, but it is fire. So if you have not read The Secret World of Maggie Gray, I need you to start there before you even try to get into book 5 that's coming out on Sunday. I forgot to mention some of the other characters that you do meet in this book. So we have Maggie, of course, Susie, and her father, Jean, is, I don't even know what to tell you about him. That is a different type of character, but he is a favorite of mine. So just a different type of dude. It's just, you have to get into it. Then you have Asha. We meet Asha in there. Quan is a talking cat who is, I know I say talking cat, but he is really like everything in these books, in this whole series. Sorry. Then there's Hillary. She's part of the crew as well. Then, of course, I say Coach Namir as well there too. And then, I think it was her name. I haven't read this in a while. It's Clementine or something. She got on my nerves, but she's in there too. And something happens at the end of this book that leads you right into book 2. Book 2, The First Family. And this is where we meet Bellamy, who at first I didn't think was going to be one of my favorites, but ended up being one of my favorite characters in this series. I'm not going to get into his relation to anyone else in this book, because if you haven't read it, I don't want to spoil anything for you. But at the end of book 1, a murder happens. No one knows who did it, and the school looks like they're trying to cover it up. So in this book, they're trying to figure out why the school is covering up and what's going on with Drew Collins University that makes them have to cover this up, number one, but then try to figure out who did it and why. So I'm not going to say who got murdered. I'm not going to say who we do find out who does it, because if you haven't read it, you haven't read it. But this is book 2, The First Family. Book 3, When a Wolf Loves a Moon. Now this did get changed to The Three Brothers. The title did. So this is like a super original. I remember Granger sent me this specifically. It was an art. I got to read it before it came out. And this one is actually my favorite book in the series, even though I do love the next book as well. I mean, they're all great. They're all great. That's why I don't understand people that haven't read them yet. But, hey, there's so many books in this world. People get to them when they get to them. So with this book 5 coming out Sunday, I want y'all to get to them, please. Like, I have championed for this series since the first book that I read. But in this book, students go missing. Why are students missing? But in this book, Maggie really realized she's that girl. She truly realized that she is that girl, and she is not to be played with. And it's just so many different things that happen in this book, different eras, different times that we see these girls go through. And then also we met Isis in the last book, and she becomes part of that group of girls that are really just trying to figure out what's going on at Drew Collins. So yeah, this is book 3. It was my favorite. Also, if I didn't mention, Coach Namir is a love interest of Maggie Gray, which it'll dive deeper in each book as you keep going. So it was really good. Like, this is my fave. I did say that. I'm going to say it again. So if you haven't read book 3 yet, get into book 3. It's now called The Three Brothers, before you move into book 4 to move into book 5. You really, for me, I know there's a lot of series of people like, you don't have to read the first book to understand what's going on. But to me, in the Drew Collins series, you need to read book 1, 2, 3, 4 before you even get to 5. Read it in order. Read it the whole thing, whether you're listening to it, whether you're reading with your eyes. Read the Drew Collins series. And then we get into book 4, Mortal Affairs, which takes place, it's not like Drew Collins completely. These people work for an agency that's just trying to figure out things between mythical creatures and just regular humans. So in this book, I haven't read it in a while, so let me see who's we have Hamora, and then we have Trevor. So they're the agents in this, and there's a little bit of maybe a little bit of love interest there or whatever, but they're two totally different types of people. Hamora is all about her business. She's like straightforward. She's even straightforward in the things that she says. But they're trying to figure out what's going on in Drew Collins as well, because remember in book 3, students were going missing and nobody was understanding why. So they've gone in to try to help with that situation, and they're trying to figure out a lot of things, and they find out so much about Drew Collins University in this book. So make sure you read this one before you hop into that new book that's coming out Sunday. And I say all that, and I get into those books with just a little detail because not everybody has read the whole thing yet. And Granger, Desiree Granger, is just a beautiful writer. Like, I love almost pretty much everything that she puts out. Like, she writes under her first name for other different types of books, like The Perfect Sisters 1, 2, and 3, and there's some more books there too. But this series really amped up my love for reading. So if you have a moment, even if you do get the book on Sunday or whatnot, start from the beginning with this series. I promise you won't be disappointed. And reading these books was out of my realm because, number one, I'm a romance girly. I'm a thriller girly. I've never really been into like the fantasy side of things. But when it comes to Black fantasy books, where I can see myself in the fantasy world, where I can see my vernacular being used in the fantasy world, which you don't see in other fantasy books, give it a chance. I know a lot of people aren't on that fantasy thing. Like I said, I was not either, but give fantasy a chance, especially Black fantasy. And I'm telling you, you might as well go ahead and get started with the Drew Collins universe. Get started with Maggie Gray. Learn about it. Love it. Read it. I'm telling you. It was everything. But get ready for Sunday, July 12th, as book 5 of the Maggie Gray universe comes out, The Alchemy of Souls. Congratulations, Granger. I know it's going to be to you.